Hey everyone, it's Amanda Moo, it's Ghetto Cow Lady channel. Today we're going to talk about pets that our presidents have had in the United States. And there's been a lot of regular pets. Most of them have had like dogs and cats and parakeets and hamsters, normal pets like that. But a lot of them have also had farm animals, which are normal over the years. You know, the United States used to be a big farming country. So, the farm animals in the United States, George Washington had donkeys and horses and a parrot, and John Adams had horses and, of course, dogs. And he also had some weird pets. He had 2 grizzly bear cubs, and, whoops, this is falling off. 2 grizzly bear cubs, and I'm gonna pull up what grizzly bears look like because I do not have pictures of his grizzly bears. As before Facebook, Instagram, all that. So Thomas Jefferson had some of these. And they are grizzly bears. And some other weird pets. John Quincy Adams had silkworms that First Lady Louisa Adams spun their silk. He had an alligator. We all know what alligators are. And it has been said that the alligator lived in the East Room for 2 months. The story has been circulated, but because of lack of evidence from contemporary accounts or official records, some think that it's a myth. Martin Van Buren had 2 tiger cubs, and tiger cubs are really cute. And let me see, I can't find any cubs. I'm just finding big tigers that are kind of scary looking, which I think they're pretty, but yeah, here they are. Here's some tiger cubs, and they're really cute, but I don't think I would want them living in the White House if I was White House staff. And he received them from Sid bin Sultan, the Sultan of Muscat and Oman, but Congress quickly made him give them to the zoo. This might be untrue. It's similar to another story at the time relating to a gift of 2 lions from the Emperor of Morocco and the American consulate in Tangier. And James Buchanan had an eagle. That is our country's bird. And he had 2 Thai elephants that were sent to him by King Mongkut of Siam. But they arrived when Abraham Lincoln was president, and he sent them to the zoo. And Andrew Johnson didn't have pets, but he fed some white mice that he found in his bedroom. That sounds sweet. I'm kind. And I would probably do the same thing if I had lived in the White House. Benjamin Harrison had 2 opossums and 2 alligators. And the alligators stayed in the White House conservatory. Theodore Roosevelt had a lizard, garter snake, small black bear, another bear, and his name was Jonathan Edwards, named after a religious leader and ancestor of Mrs. Roosevelt. Eventually, he was sent to the Bronx Zoo. He had a piebald rat, a badger, a laughing hyena, and I'm not sure what a piebald rat looks like. So we're going to look this up, and oh, they're kind of cute. This is what they look like. I think they look like kind of like pets. And 2 opossums and alligators, we know what they look like. Oh no, that was a different one. And a laughing hyena. And let's see what they look like. Oh my. This is one thing that Theodore Roosevelt had as a pet. And the hyena was a gift from Emperor Menelik II of Ethiopia. He had a barn owl and a lion also. We all know what lions look like. And Warren G. Harding had, of course, normal stuffed dogs and canaries. He also had a squirrel. I think they're really cute, and I think they could make good pets. They're domesticated young enough. Calvin Coolidge had 2 raccoons, a bobcat, lion cubs from South Africa, a pygmy hippopotamus, a wallaby that was given to a zoo, a duiker, a small antelope given to a zoo, and a black bear from Mexico, who Mrs. Coolidge promptly sent to a zoo. And let's see, what a pygmy hippopotamus. I'm thinking that would be cute, but probably not a good pet. And here they are. They're kind of cute, but I'm not sure how big they get. Let's see. And I would say that's probably not a good gift. Their lifespan is 30 to 50 years. And it's not saying how big they get. Just wondering what kind of pet that would be. Pygmy hippos are significantly smaller than their common hippo relative, standing about 2.5 to 3.3 feet tall at the shoulder and weighing between 350 and 600 pounds. That's not as bad as I thought. So, I was thinking of a full-size hippopotamus. And Herbert Hoover had a wild opossum, alligators, and the alligators were owned by his son Alan. Of course, he also had some normal pets, dogs, and a canary. Dwight D. Eisenhower had a forest elephant who was sent to the National Zoo, and he also had a dog and a parakeet, of course. John F. Kennedy had a spotted salamander, and I don't think that's a ajolote, but I don't know. So, oh, they're not ajolotes, but right here, this is spotted salamanders. And some of them have been the pets of our presidents. And Jimmy Carter had an elephant that was given to his daughter Amy, and it was sent to the zoo. And of course, all these people also had dogs or cats or horses, something more normal. But some of the farm animals we've had, most of them had horses. James Madison had sheep who grazed on the White House lawn that had to be really, really cute in front of the White House. He also had a parrot. Andrew Jackson had fighting roosters, which makes me question his moral character and his kindness, because we all know that fighting roosters is really evil and it's bad and it makes the animals suffer. And he also had like horses, and he had a parrot who learned, Andrew Jackson had a parrot who learned to swear. I wonder where she learned it from. It said that she attended Jackson's funeral but had to be removed because of loud and persistent profanity. And I can't help laughing about that. But William Henry Harrison had Suki, a Durham cow, and Whisker, who was a goat. And John Tyler had a horse, a dog, and a canary. Let's see. A Durham cow. And they're really pretty cows. These cows Up here is Durham cows. They're really pretty cows. And just back into the farm animals, just like normal pets to have. And of course, a lot of them had horses and ponies. Abraham Lincoln had goats, and Jack a turkey. And I think that was the first turkey pardoned by the White House, and ended up being Abraham Lincoln's pet. Had a rabbit and a pig. And the famous cow, actually, a lot of presidents had. And horses, donkeys, cats, dogs. And this channel has a concentration on cows. William Howard Taft had Mooly Wooly and Pauline Wayne. And I'll get a picture of Pauline Wayne because I know she's on there. She was famous. And this is Pauline Wayne. And you got a lot of pictures of her. They're in black and white because that's how pictures were back then. And there she is with where is she? With President Taft right here. That's her with President Taft. He also had another cow, Mooly Wooly, and I don't know that she's on here, but another president that had cows was George W. Bush. Had Ophelia, a longhorn cow that still lives there, and did live at Bush's Prairie Chapel Ranch, and most of them dogs and cats. Recent presidents. Trump doesn't have any pets. I put Obama on here, but I don't know where it is. Barack Obama had dogs. I think he had a cat. Joe Biden had dogs and a cat. And Bill Clinton had a cat, Socks, and dog Buddy. So, most of them had dogs, cats, parakeets, canaries, different domesticated birds, hamsters, and fish. But the most famous one was the cow, Pauline Wayne, and I wonder if this show Mooly Wooly, as I know she was adorable. William Taft's Mooly Wooly. The President Pet Museum is her. And it also shows Pauline Wayne. She was like the most famous cow that ever lived at the White House. And I can do a video on her. It'll probably be a short video because they didn't do many things like back before social media and televised news. But I can do a video on her. And this is the pets that have lived in the White House. There's been a lot of really weird pets. I didn't know there were so many bears and lions and alligators and all that kind of stuff. And there's a badger at some point. I think we all know what a badger looks like, but these are badgers. And one of our presidents had some badgers. And don't remember who had the badgers, but some of them had badgers. So that's what kind of pets we've had in the White House. Currently, there are none. I don't know why President Trump doesn't have any pets, but that's fine that he doesn't. Everybody doesn't have pets. Mine are outside. Mine are feral cats. And they domesticate enough to get food and treats and sometimes let me pet them. But they don't, they pretty much are not trained. They go to the bathroom wherever they want to. That's not going to work in the house. They're not fixed. I don't want to be the bad guy trapping them to get them spayed and neutered. So if anybody wants to do that, I'll let them. Just bring them back to me. Because I'm going to keep feeding them until I go to heaven or until they cross the rainbow bridge, whichever happens first. And so that's some of our pets. And I thought we'd have more like cows and pigs and stuff and less dangerous wild animals. But we have some of everything that's lived in the White House. So, to learn more about animals, you can like and subscribe to this channel.